What do you want to become? Was a question posed to me by my teacher in my 5th form English class. Without hesitation, I answered, I want to become successful. With a smile on her face, my English teacher looked me in the eyes and simply said, well, Fono, you're in the right place, because education is the key to success. I often reflect back on these exchange of words and marvel now at how true that declaration from my teacher was. After a pursuit of higher education, the door of success has opened up for me in many more ways than one. Education has blessed me with a career that I'm passionate about. It has provided me and my family with financial security and sustainability for the future, and above all, it has given me the power to make a difference within society. The old saying goes, give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. Teach a man how to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. This expression underpins the valuable truth about the difference education can make in an individual's life. And that is, once you become educated or learned, you inherit a set of knowledge, skills, and qualities that can be used for a lifetime in any given situation. It is no wonder why Mandela himself described education as the most powerful weapon that can be used to change the world. Looking at the current situation here in Samoa and speaking to locals, a common issue that was raised regarding education was towards the high number of young children who are out selling products on the streets instead of being in school. A recent report from the International Labour Organization detailed the issue of child vendors here in Samoa. It paints a grim image of child neglect and poverty as the forefront of this issue. Children as young as 7 years old were reported to be working long hours throughout the day and night, selling products instead of being in classrooms. Dialogue from one young child expressed how they have never stepped foot in a classroom, but it is something they long to do one day. One would think that the solution to this issue is financial and social support for families. On the contrary, education was credited as the core and primary solution. The report knew all too well that the enemy of poverty is and always will be education. Poverty will have no place in a society where education and the educated thrive. To be educated allows us to change the way we think, it allows us to change the way we act, and most importantly, it allows us to change the way we live. Parents, do not deny your children the basic right to be educated. It is our role as responsible and caring adults to pave the path. As a society, we need to encourage our young people to gain an education and learn as much as they can right now in their most formative years. As mentioned earlier, education has opened the door of success for me, and it too can do the same for you. Let us strive together to make education a priority for our young people, and let us exhaust all possible efforts to enforce this vital matter into the fabric of our society.
Thank you very much for your presentation. I loved it. As a kid growing up in Samoa, I too was one of those kids that was on the streets selling things. So it really touched me. I know that there's a program here in Samoa that allows kids to go to school for free, paid by the government from year 1 to 11. And yet there is still a problem with kids not going to school. How would you go about ensuring and making sure that these kids, even with the program that is available to them, to make sure that they get the education and that their parents know the importance of going to school?
Thank you for the question. I think for me, as you've mentioned, there are programs, there is free education offered to our children. The issue right now are our parents, and I think that's who we really need to touch base with. Our children are impressionable. They do everything their parents tell them to do. I can't imagine talking to a 7-year-old who would willingly want to skip school to sell products. For most of our families, children selling products on the street is their way of making ends meet. That's their means of income. I think if I were to be crowned your Miss Samoa, an area we would look at targeting would be addressing parents. We need to educate parents on the importance of education. And for all we know, parents might have also been child vendors, and it might just be a cycle that's been continuing. So my message to parents, and that's why I touched base on the parents towards the end of my presentation, is simply this: money does not eradicate poverty, only education can.
Talofa Ms. Samoa, New Zealand, very nice presentation on education, and you touched upon a couple of very, very important aspects of education. Well, as for my information, I think Samoa is already 99% literate. So the point comes, how do you take, if you are crowned as Ms. Samoa, to take this education to the next level, that is, people should not actually go outside Samoa and have a brain drain, rather why don't we actually mushroom this talent in Samoa, for Samoa, by Samoa? What could be your plan for this?
The Miss Samoa platform allows me the opportunity to work closely with families and engage more with the community. I think something I would really be interested in doing is building awareness around the importance of education. And like I said to the previous judge, really educating the parents around the importance of being educated. One thing for me I would look at doing if crowned Miss Samoa would be to use the platform to push a campaign that would be against child vendors. And I, even as the Miss Samoa, I wouldn't be able to do that alone. There would need to be a collaborative approach, and that would include liaising with schools, with principals, with the boards, and also Ministry of Education. I know currently in Samoa, villages have rolled out, some villages encourage families to report child vendors to their village leaders, and the villages deal with it in that sense. And I think it's really important that that practice is rolled out throughout all the villages in Samoa so that there's a sense of consistency.
Thank you, Fono. That was a very impressive presentation. In fact, you've answered part of my question by responding to Mr. Blue Sky CEO's question. But to elaborate further, you know how Samoa, we have this traditional fabric, and we tend to do a lot of things as a community. What other sectors of our community do you feel? Picture this. You're now implementing a project to address this critical issue, and I share your concern on this particular issue. It's a great concern. And imagine that you are implementing a project. What other sectors of our community do you think has a role to play, and what are those roles?
Thank you for your question. I think, like I mentioned in my previous answer, it's definitely a collaborative approach. I know right now, I'll use New Zealand as an example, we have truancy officers, and these people are allocated the role to follow up with children who aren't in schools. I know right now in Samoa, something I've learned since being here, is that those children are under the watch of the police. So it's the police's role to follow up these children. I think it's important that this issue, because it's an educational issue, it needs to be addressed by the Ministry of Education. The police fall under the Ministry of Justice. There could be a collaborative, or the Ministry of Justice could work well with the Ministry of Education, but I think if we have people who are who have the sole purpose to following up with these children, that would be one way to reducing the number of child vendors that we have here. I know, as I mentioned in my speech, the issue that our families have is poverty, and that's the forefront of why our children are out selling products instead of being in classrooms. But so maybe if crowned your Miss Samoa, using the platform to really promote the importance of education and really pushing on the message that money does not eradicate poverty, only education can, and really encouraging our parents to think about the future of their children.